So, if you guys have been following my channel for any length of time, you probably know by now that I am a huge Masters of the Universe fan. I've been a huge Masters of the Universe fan most of my life. In fact, whether it's, from fellow collectors like you guys or friends and family, most people know this. It's a fact of life for me. So, when I recently got this book for Christmas from my sister, The Toys of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, over 700 pages of freaking awesomeness, I was super excited. I thought, what better way to do our first non-toy hunt video of 2024 than to look at this together. Let's go. So that's right, guys. Like I said, today in this video, we're going to go through this book from Dark Horse Books, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, the toys of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Obviously, we're not going to look at the whole book because it would take a long time to go through page by page. But we're going to flip through it. We're going to look at it. We're going to check it out. For anybody who's never seen the book, if you're a Motu fan, stay tuned because you definitely want to get a look at this. I've flipped through it a couple times. Like I said in the intro, my sister gifted me this book this year for Christmas, and I was super excited when I opened it up because I had been wanting this book for a while. Dark Horse Books is an excellent publisher. Pixel Dan is an awesome dude. He actually wrote and contributed to this book greatly in its making. I met Pixel Dan a couple years ago at a local convention, but he was actually doing some shopping for his own collection at the time, so he wasn't actually selling his book at the time. I didn't get a book and get autographed and stuff like that, but I actually have been, like I said, I've been wanting this for a while. So he's a great guy, a very knowledgeable. If you guys follow him, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't, I mean, what are you doing? I will go ahead and link his channel in the description below. Very knowledgeable person about action figures, about collecting, specifically when it comes to Masters of the Universe, G.I. Joe, things like that. So, guys, check him out if you don't already. I'm sure you do. I mean, if you're watching me, you better watch Pixel Dan, really. Anyway, guys, we're gonna go through this book, section by section. It's like I said, I've already looked through it a couple times on my own before, between Christmas and now. But this is the kind of book that you can look through 100 times and either read or stumble upon pictures or information that you just didn't know before. So, guys, let's go ahead and get into this. I'll take you section by section. Let's go. So, guys, before we do the deep dive, I just wanted to look at the cover here real quick. Very nice cover on this. You got Grayskull, some of the heroes and the villains, original 1982 series figures right there. You got the big logo, the Toys of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, also featuring She-Ra. And then we have different versions of He-Man and She-Ra, of course. The spine is very cool, very eye-catchy on a shelf. And then the back, you have Snake Mountain with Skeletor, Evil-Lyn, Beastman, all the bad guys. A little blurb about the book itself, and then the Dark Horse Mattel logos. As you can see, this book retails for $60 at toy shows and stuff. In fact, a lot of the time when Dan is selling this book, you'll see him set up at a booth at shows and things, selling it for $60, and he'll autograph it most of the time for free for you. Or you can get this book on Amazon, which I think is where my sister got this, for like $35 or something. I'll put a link in the description below to the Amazon order link for this as well. So as soon as we flip open the book, we see this awesome picture of Teela, He-Man, all the battle going on over here outside of Skeletor, outside of Grayskull. Sorry. Cool, like, intro page there with all the pictures of the figures. So really what you guys want to know is this. The book is sectioned off, as you can see on the pages here. It's sectioned off into sections. Each of these gray tabs is a different chapter. Chapter 1, here's the guide to the content. Chapter 1 is Masters of the Universe 1982. One really cool feature of this book is everything is in alphabetical order. So it doesn't, chapter 1, Masters of the Universe 1982, doesn't start off with He-Man and Skeletor. It's all in alphabetical order. So basically, we're going to start off with Astro Lion, which was like one of these meteorbs. These came along in like 1986, 1987. Probably says somewhere around here. There it is, 1986. It says at the top, first released member of the heroic Meteorbs. So, and then the attack track, the Bashosaurus, and the very first actually action figure is Battle Armor He-Man. So one thing I really love about this, it actually shows He-Man on the card, for all, not just He-Man, for all of these figures. You'll see it shows them. There's Clawful. It shows him on the card. It shows him the back of his original card. It shows his accessories here, and there's a variant of Clawful. I'm not sure. Let's see. It says, while the common release of Clawful reutilized the Buzz-Off legs, a variant release used the Skeletor legs instead. So I actually did not know that. So, you'll see his accessories. It'll have a list right there. Different features of his claw. It'll have like a history of the figure here and a little blurb, and then a 360 view. So for each figure, like all the figures, all the special, there's another Meteorbs. It shows what he looks like in the ball form. There's the 360 view. There are different. Let's see if I can find a kind of like an accessory type thing as well. There's Eternia. Look at all the photos of Eternia that it has here. It has all the flags. It has all the poles. It's got every little crossbow and every little, everything that goes with it. It shows the box, front and back of the box. I mean, this thing is so comprehensive, guys. I'm just trying to look and see. I know with the She-Ra figures, we'll be able to see a little more of what I'm talking about here. Masters of the Universe. And another thing I like about this book, here's one right here. It has interviews with people who have been in some way involved in the packaging or the production of these figures. So they have little interviews scattered throughout the book. And again, it tells you, here's Hordak, first released in 1985, member of the Evil Horde. So it gives like a history of the character and the figure itself on each page. So let's flip through here. As soon as we get to She-Ra, I will show you guys a little more of what I was talking about as far as accessories and things go. Another really cool feature of this is the Masters of the Universe timeline. It gives basically a timeline of every character, every figure in this series, in each series, like when the concept was, when they trademarked it, when it was produced. So it's really, really interesting stuff. There's 1984, 1986, or 1985, 1986. Then we get to Chapter 2, Princess of Power. So let me show you what I was talking about as far as the accessories go here. There's Bow, Butterflyer. Again, all of the packaging is here. All the accessories. Here are the vehicles and the animals. Here we go. Here's one. Fit to be Tied. This is basically just a dress, like a dress for She-Ra. So you can see it actually even has like the packaging for the dress itself, the back of the packaging, and then pictures of the accessories on the figure it was intended for. So, and again, 360 views of those. So again, just an awesome. I mean, there's more here. Look, you can see more dresses, more accessory packs that came with these. Um, Again, just awesome, comprehensive information for each and every figure that's ever been made. This is for Princess of Power, obviously. Let's skip to the next section. Let's see. All right, so the next section is going to be the 1989 He-Man, but it looks like there's something in between there. No, not really. There's the timeline. Chapter 3, He-Man 1989. So again, He-Man 1989 starts off with, in alphabetical order, Artilla as the first listing. And, I mean, it's just amazing at the work, the time, the effort that was put into this book. Look at this. I mean, picture after picture. You're not hurting for pictures of these figures. I hate when there's a book made, or some kind of something that comes out with and there's no pictures. There's like one picture of each thing. That is definitely not the case here. So again, here's the fronts of the cards with the figures, the back of the cards, accessories, and 360 view. And then again, all kinds of information about each and every figure. Here's some ships, vehicles, Starship Eternia. Just, I mean, again, I could go on and on showing you guys every single page, but that would take forever. Chapter 4, Masters of the Universe Commemorative 2000 series. So these are just kind of commemorative figures that they came out with around the year 2000. I love those posters right there. I actually have a friend, Martin, who has a couple of these posters framed for me whenever I'm able to get them from him. So I think he has that one and he has that one. So these are actually like large, like hangable posters that you can display in your room. So I'm definitely excited to get both of those from him. And this section is just pretty quick. It's just the commemorative figures like that, and then we move on to the 2002 Masters of the Universe. Very commonly called the 200X or 2000. Some people say 200X, some people say 2000X. But these are the front of the cards. That's what those look like. There's another He-Man. I have to say, I do really like the figures from this line specifically, the 200X He-Man. Because I love the cartoon. First of all, if you guys have never seen the cartoon, check it out. You can get the full seasons on Amazon. But the figures are just as awesome. They come with all kinds of awesome accessories. Like here's a version of the Battle Bones. There's Battle Cat. Look at Battle Cat from that series. Like how freaking awesome is that? So yeah, the 200X series is actually one of my favorites. So I wanted to show you guys an example of repaints, how they deal with repaints in this book. It actually lists, for example, Triclops of this series. There's his original release, front and back of his cards, 360 view, and then here's the Triclops repaint. With all the same information, just the repaint version. So that's pretty cool. I think the next page has, there's Two-Face. Too Bad, I'm sorry. Too Bad original version and the Too Bad repaint version. As you can see, this is Snake Men. But still, it's the same exact figure. And just really cool information there. Guys, Chapter 6 is Section 1 of Masters of the Universe Classics, starting in 2008. Now, I don't know if you guys know, we'll go over this page in just a second. I don't know if you guys know, but Masters of the Universe Classics were considered to be at that time like the premium Masters of the Universe figure. Um, they were bigger, more detailed than any other figures before them, honestly. And a lot of people still love the Masters of the Universe Classics, including me. I do love them. So this section details all of the Masters of the Universe Classics. You can see by the tab here how huge this section is. We can just flip through it and just see, and there's another interview, see how huge this Masters of the Universe Classics section is. But there's something I wanted to look at. I definitely recommend, if you have this book or if you get this book, checking out the Masters of the Universe Classics. Here's one of my favorite pieces right here. Granomir. That is just an awesome dragon. It's a great magic wielding dragon. It's a large figure, just to set on a shelf. If you guys don't know who this is or have never seen this figure, next time you're at a toy show or something and you see it, stop for a minute and check it out. It's just awesome. I wanted to go back here to another. Sorry, I'm all over with the camera. I apologize. I wanted to go back here to another. I used to have this figure, this Count Marzo Classics figure, and this one as well. Sorry, I'm not even showing you guys. I'm doing a really bad job with the camera here. It's kind of hard to flip and hold at the same time. Let's see if I can find where this section starts. There we go. So this page right here, Blurring the Lines by Pixel Dan. This is just basically him telling us that at this time, they started to come out with all different kinds of figures, especially Super 7 came out with this mashup, Masters of the Universe and Muscle Man figures. They started coming out with their reaction figures. There were little minis, and then there was this baby Skeletor. I honestly have never seen this before. If you guys have ever seen this, leave me a comment in the comments below. But I had never seen this before. It's a baby Skeletor. That they actually came out with a little Skeletor head on a baby doll. It's the only one that they ever produced. Like, they didn't make He-Man or Man-at-Arms or, Sorceress or any of those. Just Skeletor. And people didn't really know how to take it, I guess, at first. From what I read here. They weren't too sure about it. However, it sold out quickly. So I'm not sure why they didn't produce more of these. But I don't know, just something interesting that I didn't know before I read this book, or read this section in the book. Just kind of interesting. So yeah, this page is all about how he chose what to include in the rest of this book. Basically, he's saying he just chose to include action figures. But there are other things that were made around this time. So, very cool info. So guys, the final section of this book is section 2 of the Masters of the Universe Classics, called Club Grayskull from 2016. These were more modernized type figures. As you can see here, they weren't really as detailed as the original Classics line, but they did appeal to a certain collector. Specifically, as you can see, they had the style of animation from the original series was displayed prominently on the front and back of the boxes. So you can see that old school Motu collectors would definitely be drawn in by these, I think, which I'm sure they knew that too. So like right here, I mean, iconic He-Man photo right there. Iconic scene of He-Man standing in front of Grayskull, just like the original 1982 cartoon. So yeah, this was the original. This was the 2016 all the way up through 2018, I think, or 2017. I'm sorry, Section 3. Masters of the Universe Classics Ultimate Editions. These were very similar to what we have now as far as like the origins, as far as packaging goes. So yeah, I mean, the rest of this book just kind of goes over the more modern figures that we have now, or that, you know, that recently came out as far as like 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2019. I'm sure you guys have seen these made for TV, or as seen on TV, I'm sorry, packages on eBay and things like that, toy shows and stuff. So at the end there, it just has a behind the scenes guide, a bunch of pictures of the editors, the publishers, the creators, the writers, and again, Pixel Dan had a huge part in that. And here's the back of the book, just a massive, like an advertisement for the book itself. A massive 700-page book of the toys of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. So cool. So cool. So guys, as you can see, that book is freaking amazing. I'm super thankful to have it. Thank you again to my sister who bought it for me. But you know what? I can see where they're going to have a revised edition pretty soon. I mean, guys, they're still pumping out Masters of the Universe figures left and right. Since that book has published, we've gotten Masters of the Universe Origins. We've gotten the Masterverse series. We've gotten the... what else has come out? The Turtles line, the crossover Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line. At least 3 other versions. That doesn't even include like the Mondo statues and figures and things like that. So, I mean, I could see making another 700-page book of just the stuff that's come out since this book ended. But if they make it, I'll buy it. They actually have tons of other cool, awesome Masters of the Universe books on Amazon too. So if you're into that, definitely check those out. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Just a quick look. I mean, I honestly, I just breezed through that book. I could have taken hours to go through that page by page or section by section and looking at the pictures, and I just love looking at pictures. But I hope you enjoyed it. Even though we didn't go page by page. Hopefully that just gives you, you know, it wets your whistle a little bit, maybe. Gives you an idea of what that book is. That's basically what this video was intended for, just to give you an idea of what the book is, so that if you want it, go on Amazon or, you know, hit up Pixel Dan and at a local show or something and go get it. Guys, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe if you like this type of thing. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Later.